Alright, I'm here with Peter. We're at Casa McMaster's.
No.
Yeah, we are. It's Casa McMaster's, that's what I'm saying it is. And we're doing a whiskey review, a Scotch review at that. A Laphroaig variation from the island of Islay. And I have a cheat sheet here, so forgive me, but there was some shit I had to write down, or I just would not remember it at all. So, this is Laphroaig Cairdeas or Cairdeas. I've seen it pronounced as both. It's in Gaelic, so the word does not translate in English at all. Like, what would you say that is in English? Like Cairdeas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cairdeas.
Yeah, so it's actually Cairdeas or Cairdeas, and it means friendship in Gaelic. And these were released as essentially a previously held back private bottling for Friends of Laphroaig, which was like sort of their private membership thing where they sent like special bottles to people and shit like that, okay? They do a different variation of this every year. This one is the 2014, and it is double matured. It is 8 years in first fill bourbon barrels, so that's, you know, your standard clean bourbon barrel. Has had nothing in it beforehand, and then it does a year in Amontillado hogsheads for a year. So that's like the cask of Amontillado from like Edgar Allan Poe, same kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. So it's like fortified wine, basically, fortified red wine, something close to like cooking sherry or.
Sound worse by the minute.
Yeah. And yeah, so I think that's all I have on it for fucking notes.
I'll go.
And so you look at it there, and it's, you know, your standard Laphroaig color, basically. Like every Laphroaig I've had is basically the same color. Your sort of dark amber, all the colors coming from the wood. And yeah, I'll let you smell that first, see what you think of it.
Friendship smells like ass. That's gross.
Friendship smells like ass. Good.
I can smell the extra alcohol, and it has to be higher than 40%.
It is. Yeah, it's a good point. Glad you reminded me of that, actually. 51.4, so it's above cask strength.
It smells like a barrel mixed with rubbing alcohol to me. I don't get a peaty or a moss smell or anything.
Yeah, and here's the thing with Laphroaig. Usually it's very peaty. And you're right, it's not peaty. It has a smoky character to it.
Yep. Yeah, I did smell that.
The most part, what I get from it is kind of leather for me. Very leather, as far as I'm concerned.
You want to go on camera for a sec? You get the smell.
Okay, give it a smell. Come on, Tammy. Come on. What does Tammy think? Oh, and she's drinking it too.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, it tastes like shoe.
Well, there you go. I said leather. There you go. That was the aroma I was getting from it, was leather, and that's actually markedly different from most Laphroaig.
That's all I smell.
Yeah, so give it a taste and see what you think, and I'll go into it afterwards.
Shoe and hickory smoke.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I smell. Now I don't.
Just give her a sip, even. Come on now.
Oh. It does. Oh, that's very leathery. Good.
And I mean, I'll just preface this with the fact that Peter is not a Scotch drinker, especially not something from Islay. Like, you've never had anything like that before from Scotch, have you?
Friendship tastes like ass too. Oh.
All right.
No, not my daddy.
So I'll go into it here, and yeah, I'm getting a lot of leather on the smell, maybe a little bit of smokiness. And honestly, it's not as complex as other Laphroaigs that I've had. So it seems a bit dumbed down compared to other ones I've had. And we'll go right to the taste and see what we think.
The only thing that thing would be good for is barbecue sauce.
It'd be an expensive barbecue sauce.
Oh.
No, even leather, tomato, I don't know.
All right. It's definitely not peaty like the other Laphroaigs. You're just getting more of a smokiness, a big sort of leather taste, smoky leather. Hickory is definitely a good note for that.
Can we try a little more food with your sauce? Just like the other one? Not in there, but...
Yeah, go ahead. Honestly, it's not even remotely as complex as a lot of the Laphroaigs out there. This is much more subdued, and it's kind of weird because it's only essentially a 9-year-old Laphroaig, so you kind of expect it to be a bit more harsh, but the alcohol is kind of
overbearing.
No, it's actually subdued compared to their quarter cask and their 10-year-old. The alcohol is a little bit more, I guess, retarded, recessed. I'm getting more sweetness out of this than I get out of other Laphroaigs. He just mixed Laphroaig with his sauce that he's making for us tonight for supper.
Yeah, I told you, the sauce. Stuffed in acid on its own.
That's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That just adds like a real meaty, sort of like meatiness, like thickness to the sauce.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really good. Is this my favorite Laphroaig? No, it is not. It's very simplistic. It's just dumbed down. The thing I like, as much as I like Laphroaig, is generally a very strong, punchy Scotch whiskey. Like it's the sort of thing I really like compared to other Scotches because it just punches in the face with big flavors. This is much more subdued. I'm getting a little bit of that sort of sea salt, maritime character that you get out of the other Laphroaigs, but it's not as pronounced. There's much more of a sweetness here, sort of a honey sweetness in under the smokiness and everything. And yeah, it's not my favorite. I still like it a lot, but it's not my favorite of the Laphroaigs. I'd have to give this at the most a B+. I just can't give it an A in any good conscience.
I won't rate it, as I don't drink Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be fair.
But just
as an introductory,
would it be something you'd drink again? Let's just put that. Okay, that's totally fair.
And if anybody was going to go out and start trying Scotch, I wouldn't say on that.
No, this is not something you'd go into blind and try.
Oh.
And I'd say that about all Laphroaigs. There's no Laphroaig in their lineup that would be an introductory Scotch at all. Like there's nothing like this is something that after you've had like a lot of Scotch, then you get into. Like that's the way they are. And that's in saying that, that's why I feel this is dumbed down, because I'm drinking it and I'm like, I'm not getting the harshness that I actually expect from Laphroaig for myself personally.
My tongue still tastes like what I figure a cowboy's ass crack would taste.
If I had someone that I really hated, that I had to buy a Christmas present for, I'd buy that.
Well, there you go. And that's actually a really good. I think that's actually a really good gauge for people to view this one on. It's just, it's not as special as they sort of let you believe. I think a previous version of this was a port cask, and I can't see that being majorly different than the Amontillado, because essentially that's the sort of same kind of wine anyway. But yeah, Laphroaig Cairdeas or Cairdeas, however you want to pronounce it. It's kind of disappointing for me personally. I'll still drink the fuck out of the entire bottle, enjoy it, but I'd rather go for their 10-year-old or their quarter cask. The quarter cask, I love the quarter cask, but this, it's dumbed down and it's a bit sweeter than their other stuff, so I don't really like it all that much. So, any fun? Yeah, it's actually sweeter. Their other stuff, you get no sweet notes at all out of it at all.
Don't burn my nose again. Not for me.
All right. So we're signing off here. B+ for Laphroaig Cairdeas or Cairdeas, however you want to pronounce it. All right, guys. Thanks. We'll see you later. Bye bye.